September 26, 1942. Dear Margie. Sorry darling, I haven't written before this, but really have been busy getting my rifle and kits cleaned and adjusted as well as other routine work. However, I finished everything up to date except a couple of pairs of socks to wash and mend. I have enjoyed your letters, dear, one every day this week except today, and I must admit I was disappointed, although I know you won't be able to write every day. It's just a feeling one gets knowing they have no right to it but not being able to help it. The 2 snaps turned out good, didn't they? But I kind of crowded you out in the snap that we took of ourselves. I would still like a couple of you, dear, and not me. Got a letter from Mother yesterday giving me all the news of the town. That Lieutenant McLeod who was lost on the last ship was a Swedish lad from just outside town. I know his brothers and sister-in-law quite well. Did you notice a picture of Mike Boyer and little daughter in the Star last week? The one lost at Dieppe. Later Dad refers to Mike being a POW. The parcel of socks that arrived are from Mrs. Bradley of Haileybury. She lives next door to us and has sent a lot of things to town boys. Mother says she must have nearly 20 pairs of socks ahead for town lads overseas. How she knits so much. I am sending a package on to you from Fashion Craft. The vest of my tweed suit, of all the colossal nerve after nearly a year and a half. But stick it in with the suit, it may come in handy. Gosh, it's raining again. What a week this has been, wet, windy and cold all week. We spend half our time cleaning the mud from our boots and clothes. Does it ever make the lads mad? The platoon is picking up a little better. The lads who couldn't keep up have been sent away or discharged, and one is in the hospital with a broken ankle. Guess I must be in fair shape as I haven't played out yet and came in first over the obstacle run yesterday. It's really fun, almost like a game. By the way, darling, you had better send the socks after all. I have a hard time keeping a clean dry pair ahead with this wet weather. I was going to ask you to come up next Saturday or Sunday, but I am afraid I will be on guard one of those days and that would only spoil things. What will we do about my leave on the 9th? Is it Toronto or Muskoka? Let me know which you would like. Well, write me soon, darling. I miss you so much and really long for you now that we are married. All my love, sweetheart. As ever. Roger XXXX. September 27, 1942. Dear Margie. Just a few lines, darling, to follow up yesterday's. It's still raining out and I've spent most of the morning pressing clothes. Got one suit wet last night, the other muddy this morning. What a place. Mud to the ankles and turning cold, my fingers are anyways, so thinking I will go down to the club where it's at least warm and I can read. Here is hoping it's nice weather for my leave so we can have a little fun. By the way, darling, I don't know whether I asked you to ship the socks on to me in yesterday's letter or not. I can use them as if the weather persists. I won't be able to keep clean ones ahead as we have no drying room here. Well, darling, there isn't much more to say except I wish we were right in your room listening to the radio or anything so long as we were together. I sometimes think I will be satisfied just looking at you. Write soon, darling, with all my love. As ever. Roger XXX. P.S. Excuse the pencil, no ink. September 29, 1942. Dear Margie. Received the parcel of socks, 3 pairs. 2 from the Haileybury Red Cross, through Mrs. Bradley, that I mentioned, the other pair from Mother. They will certainly come in handy. You mentioned going to your uncle's while on my next leave. You see, dear, I will have to be in camp again Sunday night, not Monday. That's the trouble with the army, your time isn't your own. However, I could still come to Toronto if you wish, only the next leave is 30th of the month and that would be too cold at the cottage. Of course, if plans have been made, I will leave it up to you, dear. My leave is from Friday until 7 o'clock Monday morning. Today really has been swell, a real fall day. We had a 5-mile route march this afternoon and I really enjoyed it. We stayed to the side roads, the leaves in some of the places are just changing. The country immediately behind the town is quite rolling and fairly wooded. We had a 10-minute stop, so I walked back into the bush away. It felt good and kept wishing you were with me instead of banging a typewriter. By the sound of your last letter, dear, you are working a little too hard. It's all right to oblige, but sometimes it's carried too far. Here is hoping things slacken up for you this week. I mustn't have my wife work her fingers to the bone for other men. That's enough to make a husband jealous, what do you think? I meant to write this in camp. I came downtown to have a shower at the YMCA, but it was crowded. Everyone seems to want his shower tonight. So, thought I would come over here until the boys clear out. We expect to have the heat on at the camp this week, also one kitchen ready. That will be a big comfort and time saver as we lose nearly half an hour going to and from the meal kitchen. Well, darling, guess I'll go get my bath and then back to camp and do a little studying. Right soon, darling. All my love to the swellest girl on earth, and I don't mean maybe. As ever. Roger XXXX.